Hey, I'm Dave Watkins, Watkins Films. Now would be a good time to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And also, if you would, go ahead and hit that like button. I do this all the time when I'm watching other people's videos. I just kind of creep down there, hit that like button, and no one even knows you hit it, and it helps with the algorithm. What we're going to talk about today is a recent 2023 mystery film that may creep towards the supernatural, but it may not. And we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. This, of course, is A Haunting in Venice, based on a 1969 Agatha Christie story called The Halloween Party. Now, I wanted to talk about this during the Halloween season, but I wasn't able to get around to it. I came pretty close, but it didn't happen. So this film returns Kenneth Branagh to the role of Hercule Poirot, who is one of Agatha Christie's most famous detectives. This is the third time Kenneth Branagh played the character, and he also directed all three of the films. Previously, and the very first one of these is The Murder on the Orient Express. Now, this one is pretty awesome, and the original movie is pretty good too. There was another film based on this, I think in the 70s, and it has Albert Finney playing Hercule Poirot, and also an all-star cast of supporting characters. In that one, it had Sean Connery in it, and Anthony Perkins, among a lot of other people. Now, this one also has some pretty famous people in it, like Johnny Depp and Judi Dench and so forth. And he kind of followed suit in his next film, Death on the Nile. And so this one is a 4K version, and I did see this one in the movie theater. This one I don't like quite as much because I was able to figure out the mystery pretty quickly, but it's still a lot of fun as far as the murder mystery and all the shenanigans going on a boat. He's on vacation and he gets caught up into this whole murder mystery like he tends to do. So Hercule Poirot in this one, played by Kenneth Branagh, he's close to being retired. He's actually already retired, and he just wants to sit out on his the top of this building that he's renting. But he's pulled back into it by a colleague of his, an American detective named Ariane Oliver, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Here in this film, she's played by Tina Fey. I should point out that the character of Hercule Poirot is probably played the most. Well, it was played the most by an actor named David Suchet, and he played him in, I believe, about 70 different TV made-for-TV movies. He's the one that's played him the most. But Ariane Oliver also appeared in some of his stories. But here, this character's like Tina Fey. If you know her, I recognize her. She's a pretty hilarious character actress, and I know her from 30 Rock, where I've seen most of those episodes, and she's great in that. And here she's very well cast as this character who is kind of a little bit of a comic relief character, a little bit, but she is in this particular story. She's been following this medium or this psychic who does seances and contacts the dead, and she goes from place to place, and she's wanting to write a book on this psychic, but she wants Hercule Poirot to come with her to this seance, and they're having this Halloween party, but she wants him to come and take a look at the psychic and just confirm that the psychic's legit, which Ariane really wants it to be legit because she wants to write a whole book on this psychic, but she figures if Hercule Poirot can come out and confirm everything's cool, that she'll sell a lot of novels off of that. So Ariane Oliver talks Poirot into coming with her to this location where they're having this seance at this palazzo. A palazzo is kind of like it's a kind of like a townhouse, but a lot bigger, and it's like in Venice, and Venice, Italy, where they have to travel to it on a canal, so you can't get to it with a car. They have to travel to it through the canal, and while they're going there, by the way, there's these weird dudes in masks. I think because it is Halloween, but these guys are on the boats that are bringing them to the location. But the Palazzo is a very old building, very tall ceilings, and it's almost like a big apartment place, or townhouse, but it's really tall and big. Another film that takes place in Venice, Italy, is Don't Look Now, and this one is very creepy. Not to say that this does have some creepy moments, but this one kind of get on your skin a little bit. But this is a kind of a slow burn film. This one is more of a detective story. Now, it is called A Haunting in Venice, so it makes you think there might be an actual legit haunting in the film. But Poirot is a very good detective, and he's able to detect some things. Now, is there a haunting? Isn't there? That's the question. That question is ultimately left unanswered. But we're going to talk a little bit about it, about the possibility of it being a legit haunting. So, what's cool about the film is the fact that it takes place on Halloween. I mean, I really like that whole thing about it. The story takes place in 1947, just a little bit after World War II. The story, I believe, in the national novel takes place at a different time, but here it takes place a little bit after World War II, for kind of following suit in the timeline with his other films. You got all these kids in some like really early like 1940s type of Halloween. Most of them are homemade masks. And so he gets to this location, and they're having like a bunch of kids there. Now, this palazzo used to be an orphanage. But there's a bunch of kids that come there for this Halloween party, and they're all hanging out. They're all going to leave eventually before it gets too late, because they're kids and they got to go to bed and all that. But as soon as after the kids leave, that's when they start to have the seance. Now, there's some other weird stuff going on at the location. Now, Kelly Riley plays a character who I think she owns the palazzo, and Kelly Riley is known to me for playing the character Beth Dutton on Yellowstone, which is Kevin Costner's daughter. Here she does a very, very good job in this film as well. But she's a character who her daughter recently has died, and it appears to be that her daughter died by suicide, by jumping out of the window. But now, before she died, she was having hallucinations. She was seeing like these orphanage kids who used to be there, like talking to her, like the ghosts of the orphanage kids. She was seeing things like that, and she apparently jumped out the window and drowned in the canal outside of the window. But of course, there's more to it than that. But I'm not going to give it all away, because we don't need to talk about all of that, because it is a mystery movie, and I think in order to really enjoy it, it's good not to know the whole mystery. And there's some depth to it. I really like the location. It's very creepy. And Hercule Poirot, eventually, while he's there, starts to see ghosts. Now, there is an explanation for it, but whether or not that explanation holds up all the way, he's still unsure at the end of the film whether some of the stuff he saw was a legit haunting or not. Now, I'm going to give a little bit of the earlier type of spoilers or plot stuff away. Now, the psychic, they have a seance, and Hercule Poirot is able to see what she's doing and see some things that she was doing that was fraudulent. Like, she finds out there's other people helping her pull this seance off, which she does it with a typewriter, but she has somebody up in the chimney with like an electronic device or something like that who's able to make the typewriter type. So he busts her for that. And then he has a conversation with her. Now, Michelle Yeoh plays the psychic character. She does a good job in it, but she's maybe in it 30 or 40 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. But she's the one that gets killed and begins the murder investigation. And Poirot has to lock down the whole place, and he begins to interrogate everybody there, trying to figure out who the killer is and so forth. Now, I really enjoyed this. It does lean more towards like a detective mystery, especially once he gets into the questioning, what she does in all of them. It does have a little bit of some supernatural stuff going on, and the way it was presented in a trailer that I saw, it made it look like it was like a horror movie almost, or like a supernatural thriller type of film. Which, if you think that's what you're getting, you may be a little disappointed by the detective like questioning, and obviously it is an Agatha Christie detective story, which I think is, to me, is like pretty awesome. But if you're not expecting that, and you're thinking like it's going to be like a supernatural movie about ghosts and stuff, you got some of that in here, but it's not really what it's all about. Now, he does discover some secrets of the location that wasn't known before, which is pretty cool. He's Hercule Poirot, so he does figure things out, and he does have a character arc because he is starting to retire, and by the end of it, he's starting to question whether he should retire or not, which is I don't think he should. I think they need to make some more of these. I really like Kenneth Branagh's take on this character. It's fairly terrific. So let's take a quick look at what's included here. I'm sure eventually there'll be a 4K out, like I was saying, but this is a Blu-ray. It's got a Blu-ray disc in it. It has some kind of digital code. There's nothing really too special about it. I do like like the front cover. It looks, this guy's pretty creepy, and then and then here you got like a mask from the Halloween party and stuff. This is based on the Halloween party, so it is kind of a Halloween movie. I don't know if it doesn't. It eventually becomes less of a Halloween feel, but definitely the first act feels very Halloweenish. But I think it carries through the film. It could be considered a Halloween movie that you could watch again on Halloween and say, yeah, I'm watching a Halloween movie. That's what it's up. I'm going to go ahead and rate the film. I think the film is, I'm going to give it a 4. I really like it. I like it. Maybe it's as good, if not better, than Murder on the Orient Express. This one's probably is better film, but I do like the intimacy of this one. But yeah, I'll give it a 4. That might be a little too generous, maybe leaning back towards that 3.5, but it's still good. The transfer here looks good. It is a new movie from 2023, so it's gonna look as good as what you would expect. It looks friggin' terrific. Really, the cinematography here and the lighting, it's all very, very cool, and it's very creepy because they're trying to investigate a possible haunting in a very like old like Venice location. So if you've seen this movie, let me know what you think about it, or let me know what you think about what I think about it. And if you would, if you haven't done so already, if you'd like this video, feel free to leave some comments below and subscribe to my channel. I'm Dave Watkins. Thanks for watching.